the basics means back to the greatness. Focus on dedication and prayer, make you say amen. Recycle these black dollars, rebuild these black businesses. Preaching the positivity, not the negative images. Black to the basics.
What's going on, people? We are back again.
What's happening?
What's going on? How y'all feeling, man?
Good, man. It's good.
Just another day, man. We are back, and I am today your host. You guys are not tripping right now. J-ERV is hosting. J-ERV is hosting. To my left, who I got over here,
Hey, man, your boy B.Stokes, also known as Brother Knowledge, man. Just glad to be here, baby.
And to his right?
Oh, yeah, you already know, man. 52, the boss, El Jefe, all them good things, man. We here, man.
Absolutely, man. Great day, man. It's a great day, people. Great day. I'm gonna start it off, man. We have been in the dark for a couple weeks, man, and Brother Weeks has been telling us, man, we got something big, something planned for y'all, man, and yeah, man, we are right now sitting in our new home, man. You know, so Weeks came through, all the hard work and the trust and everything
definitely
has paid off, man. How you feel, bro?
Man, it's just good to be in a new space, man. You know, we talked last week about different perspectives. Changing perspectives, man, and this is continuing to allow us to be able to change that perspective and see things through a new lens. So I'm just glad to be here, man, and just be in this great space, man, and great opportunity.
Yeah, how you feeling, Weeks, man? I know you've been trying to, you know, keep it under wraps, man, and you know, how you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. I'm just glad y'all excited, man. I told y'all from the beginning, man, it wasn't really about me. It was all about the pod and our impact of what we can have. And I feel like in order for us to be successful, man, we got to always want to keep growing. And, man, new season, you know, today it's bittersweet today because it is a season finale, you know, the last episode of the season. But, man, I'm just excited to see what's going to come, you know, for season 2.
Right.
Y'all might see some people y'all know. It's going to be a lot of changes, man. So it's going to be great, man.
Yeah, man. So, you know, speaking of being at the last, you know, episode of the season, man, we have come such a long way to where we are right now, man.
True.
So just taking it back a little bit, man. So I'm gonna lean on Bryce, you know, with you joining when you did. What were your thoughts, man, like coming into the situation as far as a new family and just where we are today, man? How you feeling?
Man, it was how am I feeling now, or how was I feeling then?
How you feeling then?
Okay, got you. All right, so great.
Real live,
great question. One of them things, man, I'm not one for surprise. I like to think things through.
Okay.
Weeks reached out to me, and we definitely connected on a whole nother level prior to coming in.
True.
But he reached out to me, man. He was like, hey, man, I need to meet you. I'm kind of one of those guys like, hey, look, we could set a meeting, bro. We could talk on the phone too. But he definitely was like, nah, bro, we got to sit down and talk some business. I said, that's cool. So, you know, unknowing the man we call El Jefe, J.Weeks, 52 the boss.
Many names he has.
This man, just as he has many names, he got many tricks up under his sleeve.
Absolutely.
So, you know, he's a man of many talents. So I didn't know what we were going to collab on, but he definitely told me he wanted to sit down and talk. So I was able to come in, meet you, Irv, and I walked into a room with two fellas, man, one that I knew and one that I didn't know at all, but I definitely knew that it was opportunity in the space. So I felt good energy and felt a good vibe, man, and I'm glad to be here sitting today just reaping the benefits of that connection and that unity there that we had at that moment.
Absolutely, man. Hey, and Weeks, man, coming from the, you know, the El Jefe position, you know, what just tell the people, how, you know, your thoughts, man, just, you know, putting it together and
man,
where we are right now, man.
You know, man, I've always considered myself a leader. You know, I'm not any one boss when it comes to you. You are all individuals on your own. But, you know, having my own entertainment company with J.Weeks Entertainment, I've always had that leader mentality.
Thanks.
And it was always, for me, important to be someone that people can be like, I know if he's asking me something, he's going to do it himself.
Yeah.
So I try to show you with my work, man. I try to create a space that people, if you're going to be around me, you're going to have to work as well. And I want people around me to have that that type of grind. And I met Stokes, man, over a year ago. You know, we used to work together. And since the first time we met, we instantly, you know, it was like, hey, man, that brother, he deep, man.
Hey, man.
And so sometimes, you know, with us, we were doing outside jobs as far as on sales position. So we had to, you know, talk a lot outside because you spend a lot of time alone. So just being able to just vibe on just other stuff outside of work.
Right.
And I always had in the back of my mind that I knew we would connect on some some type of business. You know, anything with me, if I notice you have a talent, if you listen to me now, if I see you have a talent,
pull it out.
I'm gonna make sure you use it.
Keep it to yourself. If you don't want to use your talent, keep it to yourself.
But some stuff, man, you can't keep to yourself. I just love people. He talking about, man, you gonna come to this spot.
Right, man. But nah, man, when I hit up Stokes, I mean, I didn't know that he was gonna say yeah, because I never told him anything. I just said, listen, man, I have an opportunity for you. And him, you know, he told me before I actually started working, we started working together, he said, man, if you need me for whatever, I rock with you as an individual. I rock with J.Weeks the person.
Yes, sir.
And to me, that was big, because not a lot of people going to tell you that on some straight up, like, just because of who you are, whatever you got going on, I want to be a part of it.
Right.
So I knew I had that. So it was a toss up for me. I'm like, he can say yes or no. And you know, we had the midway point, so I told him what it was, and you know, he was like, "Hey, this ain't really my thing, but if you feel like I can do it, obviously you see something."
Right.
So man, I was excited that he came in. Did I think that he would, you know, grasp everything that fast? I didn't, man. So that just shows, you know, you not only working when we record, but outside of that too, man. You know, for me, I'm always pushing like, yo, what you doing? What you doing?
Trust me.
He gonna get a call.
If you're not working, he gonna know. Trust me.
So man, being able to see him just like take the reins and like, I got it. Just run with it, man. And that was special for me, because not a lot of people have that grind and that work ethic. You know, a lot of people talk about what they're doing, but a lot of times people don't realize what really comes the responsibility.
Yeah.
And I think he understood that based on me. Like, I know Weeks, you know, he a certain way, so it gotta be on point.
Gotta be right.
And so, you know, he came in and as you see, man, we able to, you know, this episode 20, man.
Man, I can't believe it.
20 episodes, man.
That's
we started in
crazy.
February, man, and now it's June, man. So it's exciting. It's nervous, just because like just learning and just seeing, you know, the love that you get from people is crazy. Because sometimes, you know, you go put an episode up and you like, I don't know if they felt it,
And
I
they
don't
really
hear
rock
nothing,
with it, right.
and then you get somebody message you like, yo, I really love what you're doing, or you know, my family member listened to it, man. So it's special, man. But I mean, for you being on the other end, Herb, like,
you gotta tell them
how you feel, like, you know, when I know when I told you, you was kind of like, let's see what's up.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna take it back to, you know, about 2-3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we were having a conversation. You know, me and Weeks used to work together.
Okay.
And we were just one day we was just not arguing, but you know how we have our conversations.
Yeah.
And we was like, dog, we need to put together like a podcast, and it just, you know, just never, just an idea. At that point.
You remember you talking about it was me, you, and Sade.
Sade.
It was gonna be 2 of the possible before.
So,
oh man, that was really sweet.
So that was the original kind of like groundwork. Where we were going to do something like the show with academics and you know, something like that with, you know, Joe Buttons.
Yeah.
So never, you know, we talked about it, but then it was like, all right, cool. It kind of like died down. Then out of the blue, Weeks called me and was like, bro, yo, what you think about a podcast? I'm like, I'm with it. So we went through all, you know, so for me, you know, I'm not the huge social media person. And,
Right.
I'm very private when it comes to, you know, so it was a challenge for me.
Man.
The thing about it, just when I first started out, I was nervous. I've never had a problem with talking to people.
Right.
But just, you know, being able to articulate my thoughts and, you know, and get it out to the people so people can understand, that definitely was a challenge. And just learning new things.
Man.
Weeks has pushed me to a whole nother different level as far as, like, you know, for those that are listening and don't know,
right.
the little minute clips you've been seeing the last, you know, with 8 or 9 weeks maybe, that is your boy J-ERV has been learning how to do some promo video work, man. And
like, put in the work, man.
Right, man. It stumbled when I just, you know, let's just say I had some motivation. I put something together, and lo and behold, Weeks like, dog, you want it. For here on out, man.
And you've been running that, dog. And I can't even lie to you, man. You've been pushing that. And I think for me coming in middle of the road, I'm thinking, you know, I'm like, these guys are full oiled up machine. You know what I mean? But, you know, hearing these stories now in the back end or getting into it and picking up, like, okay, the pieces, like, okay, putting them together, like, oh, he really ain't been doing this long. He been doing it this. But, you know, but that's what happens when you have good energy. That's what happens when you have a willingness to work. That's what happens when you have a willingness to be coached. And also to be able to work on your craft, man, because the crazy part about us all, we all know nothing. Right. We all are learning and steady learning. So, you know, man, shout out to you, man. If you are paying attention, these clips Irv have been dropping have been getting more and more. I'm talking about spikish, okay?
I appreciate it, man. But you know the driving force behind it, man.
Hey,
I think I have something, And we was like, hey man, it's cool, man, but what's next?
Exactly.
Like, and it's funny about his motivation, man. So going back to when I first met you, you know what I mean? When I say first met you, I'm talking about Mr. Brother Knowledge over here. And you know, it was a setup. I had no idea.
Yeah, set up on both our ends, Jack.
It was my first time meeting you, dog. Weeks, the mastermind, you know, that just shows how great he is and what he does. And he was like, dog, y'all got the mics, set it up. So, you know, we got some behind the scenes stuff of an interview that probably will come out a little later for our listeners.
Oh yeah,
man.
we had to drop that in like 2 weeks, man.
Right.
We got the how Chappelle had the lost episodes. We got the unofficial welcome to the pod for B.Stokes.
I was speaking from my heart, people. Speaking from my heart.
It was a great time, good energy, man, and that let me know off the rip that hey, man, this dude is solid. I can rock with him, and I wanted to see, you know, where it could grow into. You know, look at us now, fellas.
Hey, man,
you know what I mean?
20 in the game, man. I mean, I got this question for you all. You know, 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a strong number.
Yes, that is.
Did you see us really? I guess what was your expectation coming in for 10 to now to 20? What was the thoughts? Have we surpassed that? Are we at that level? Whichever one.
For me, I mean, so here's the thing. You know, I'm a very calculated person.
Gotcha.
So I always think 3 steps ahead. Did I see us making it to 20? Yeah, I didn't know the number. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know if it was going to be 10, 15, 25.
Gotcha.
But 20 felt right for me.
That's love.
Because I felt it was important for us to establish who we are.
Facts.
You know, a lot of times people start things and then it's just like all over the place. You try to get too big, too wide, too fast.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fall into that trap of trying to do everything at once.
Yeah.
Because everything is a learning curve. You know, you're learning it. So as talented as I am when it comes to visions and acting and being the driving force for a lot of things, I'm learning myself. I don't have a problem saying that I learn every day. But for me, I had a vision of what I wanted from the show. It has morphed much larger now. But you know, with me, when I get a big idea, I just go 10 times harder.
Man.
So to see it now at 20, it's like, man, we started this with just, you know, coming up with ideas like, yo, we should do this, and just took off running and not really knowing, you know, what type of equipment to get, what mic do we need, do we need a computer, what software, what days should we do it. So I definitely shout out to my team at J.Weeks Entertainment, you know, because they produce this. Everything y'all see and hear, you know, the team at J.Weeks Entertainment behind the scenes have created that. Shout out to my sister with Tailored Arts.
There it is.
Any logo that y'all see, the B2B logo, my sister,
you can't miss that logo.
Her company for it, which is very recognizable. And then also any social media aspect, I have to shout out Savvy Brandon, which my other sister does. So, I mean, we just have a team with J.Weeks Entertainment where everyone's just ready to go.
Man. Right.
And I was glad to kind of share my culture with y'all, you know, to see like, this is what we do. This is the J.Weeks Entertainment way. When you come to us, we have everything on deck. So it's not going to be something that's put together. Even though we're learning, it's like, it's going to be, like you said, a well-oiled machine, everything good to go.
Man, the reason why I asked that, right, is because, bro, I coming in at 10, right? I'm like, I don't know how many episodes they gonna give me. I'm like, but the first one was rough. The second one was rough. And then I get to 20, I'm like, thank you, Lord. It's a whole lot better than it was when it first started.
You know,
so that's why I asked that question.
That, man, because after the first episode we had, man, and Weeks can attest to this, I called him and was like, I think I talked to, now mind you, people, where we record at, I got about a 45, 50-minute ride. I literally talked to Weeks from the time I left the parking lot till I pulled up in the garage. I was like, dog, like, he
was like, I know you said your man's solid. He gonna work, man. He gonna be good.
Man, I appreciate that.
And that's the thing, like, initially I was thinking, like, well, let's test it out.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes you gotta take a chance, man. And I just felt like, more than anything, I felt you respected me enough that you knew that, all right, We's got a standard. I gotta at least meet that standard. So I think that was important because a lot of times, you know, if you just pick somebody that's just your boy just because you know them, it's cool. But sometimes that respect level is not there. Where they just like, that's my boy.
Yeah.
I wanted you to look at it like, okay, I'm gonna respect because they didn't establish something.
Exactly.
He putting his company on the line with J.Weeks Entertainment.
Name on the line, dog.
Right. And so I was just excited, man. Like, oh wow, I didn't think you would, you know, get into it. I know you felt it wasn't how you you wanted to be.
Right. Exactly.
But for somebody to just kind of get thrown into something, man, you did, like I said, the one episode, the next week you was on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you did a 15-minute conversation, and then next week you was on there.
It was dope.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man, for just patience, man. For people that do not know, man, shout out to Mrs. Weeks. I just want to give her a shout out to all the listeners.
Boy, the wife.
She has been my lifeline, okay? And I can just truly, and for those that know, okay? But definitely shout out to Miss Weeks, man. I really appreciate everything that you've done. And for us, but me importantly, man, bringing me in, holding me close. So
hey,
that's real.
If them behind the scenes clips ever get released, people,
we gonna have to drop it,
some pure entertainment, man. But as far as us getting to 20 episodes, I never really had a number on it. I just took every episode as a learning experience for me, man. But the biggest shock that I have, as far as the love that we've been getting. What I'm saying? As far as like how many people call and text like, hey dog, like, hey, I was 4 episodes behind, but now I'm here. This is what I like. Dog. Like I like when you said that, man. Like it's a very humbling feeling to know that you've said something that people impact, like the No Bones episode. Like, my dad, he called me like, man, listen, I'm a 55-year-old man, and I can learn something from young people every day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a good feeling, man. Not only that, just being around, like I said, good solid dudes, man.
I appreciate it, G.
I appreciate the time that we've had, up until now, and I'm just excited for what's going forward, man. So I do have another question for y'all, man. Just thinking about you, episode 10, episode 8. I'm sorry, episode 8. When you think back, man, what's one of your favorite episodes or topics that we've been a part of, man?
Man, that's a good question. It's so many to choose from, but nah, man, the biggest one, of course, for me was the higher learning episode. Something that that I'm definitely passionate about. Taking, first of all, secondary education, but also secondary education at a historically black college and university.
Hold on, go ahead, shout your HBCU.
Hey man, the illustrious Savannah State University.
Okay, cool. Okay,
it's only one, the University by the Sea. So when you see SSU, you know who we talking about.
The Tigers, right?
But I definitely I enjoyed that episode because I was able to relive some moments that I enjoyed, and also just how important that is for us to be able to focus on secondary education, but also feeding into our own schools that were created for us and by us. Gotcha. So, that's it.
What about you, Weeks?
Man, like you said,
you got a lot more to choose from.
Man, it's I so many, but honestly, I would say Single and Ready to Mingle.
Okay.
Because that was your first episode, and there was so many nerves.
Yeah, that too.
Not even just from you, but just from everybody. That was the first one.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
what's significant about that episode is a lot of times people, like, they may message us and, they think that we're not there, but it's really us. So we're always in the comments. We're all in the, like, you message us, we're going to respond back. But that was I actually received an email from a young lady, and she asked a question like, what's up with guys? And, y'all, it's 3 guys on here. Can I get y'all feedback on something? So it was unique for somebody to email us where we didn't solicit it. It's not like we said, hey, what's the topic we should talk about? We just got that on our own. So it just shows that people are really listening.
Impact, baby.
So when I got the email, I brought it to y'all like, hey, we going to have to just dive into it, and go into this. And I think the significance about that none of us are single. So it's like having us to take back there, but just also offering in that information just to be like, yo, I'll give you free game. And to see, like, it's crazy that so many women after that has like, yo, that episode was so dope. And we were like, I don't think that when we recorded, we felt like it was that great.
Nah, not at all.
I think more in the ending, we was like, all right, everyone click. We made it through.
Exactly. That's why I say it's not my favorite.
One is good. We made it through, but I think just you kind of learning, all right, this is what it is going to be. You got your feet wet, but this is what it is. And sometimes it's trial by fire, man.
Yeah, man.
And I think that more reminds me of just life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like life, sometimes you just got to just dive in and just see what's going to happen. And if you don't, you gonna be always wondering like, dang, I wish I would have done this or what I, you know, you don't want to be that person.
You know, like I say, man, that springboard, man, it was just really like that diving board effect, man. And if we pay attention to that, that's in everything that we do, like you said, in life.
Oh, yeah.
If you got 1 foot on, 1 foot trying to go off, you on the edge, that's the craziest looking experience, right? You shaking on the edge of the diving board. Man, jump off that board, man. Somebody going to be there to pick you up.
Yeah,
and I think that's the vibe that we picked up, man, around here. It was like, man, just jump. Everybody has jumped.
We got you.
We got you. And I think that is something that J-Weeks Entertainment provides. That's something that the pod provides, Black to the Basics provides. We have that family environment for not just ourselves, but for the culture as well, and to our listeners. Because people all the time, man, that's a ministry y'all doing. Now, they call me Bishop for a reason. I ain't going to preach. But they say that that's a ministry that we have, man. And so if y'all have anything y'all want to bring to the table, feel free to reach out to us like we did with the single Ready to Mingle. That was something on somebody's heart. We took it and we
requested. We
made it do what it do.
We did not make that up. Somebody literally reached out to us.
We here for it, man. Absolutely. We here for it, man.
And for me, man, I have two, right?
Okay.
One was an episode that didn't air, and another one did air. So, and I'll tell you about the other one. So my favorite one is the hands up, don't shoot, right?
Okay.
Now, I know the circumstances of that episode, but here's the reason why that's one of my favorite episodes. It was a time for us to, you know, I hardly really express like emotions, you know what I'm saying? And I had to find myself, you know, calming myself down because I'm feeding off the vibe of you. I'm feeding off the vibe from Weeks, and the emotion for what was going on. It was there. Like, it was just something about that day. It was like, you know, I was myself, you know what I'm saying? It just was the message. I feel like it was very, very powerful.
Yeah,
and I think
that was a crazy episode because I think we had an idea of what we're going to do before, and then everything happened on TV, and we was like, we got to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Life, dog.
We the People's Podcast.
Right.
We have to talk about it.
And
it. I think that's also cool. Is like, we're not just trying to get out here and just talk, you know.
Facts.
We're trying to think about the impact. We're aware of what we're saying. You know, we have a show that is kid friendly. Your 5-year-old kid can watch it. Your 80-year-old grandmother,
everybody,
the bishop at the church,
he can tune
with the good word. He can play it at Bible study. But I think that was cool. But I felt like that was you know, a moment for everyone, for us to be in it.
And it showed our growth.
Like, and we were in that moment. It was like, yo, this is what's happening. You know, we watch a man on film, on TV get murdered, and there's no way we can do anything else beside that.
Yeah.
And so that was a great one. What was your other one, though?
The other one, man. So for the people that are day ones that have been listening, hear me talk about my mother and what she you know meant to me as a person. The team they helped me with a very, very special Mother's Day video, and it wasn't an actual episode, but you guys were there. You guys were supportive, and that y'all gave me the confidence to be able to put that Mother's Day tribute. You know, my mother's no longer here. You know, rest in peace, Pamela Tate Pressey.
Yes,
and it, like I said, you guys gave me the strength to put that together, man. So you know, that's one of my other, you know, favorite. And it's not an episode, but a favorite moment, and I can contribute that to you guys, and you know, and E as well too, man. She was great. Just everybody was supportive, man. So, you know, it was a good feeling, man. And that's what I love about what we do. It's not just people. We don't just talk about it. Like, this is a vibe outside of the podcast. We are talking every day. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be what do we need to do or just talking about life.
It's more like, man, Irv just called me just to argue. Like,
just
to disagree.
Because I was just about to give Irv, you know what I'm saying, kudos for that moment, man. Like, that moment came at a trying time, too, because we were just getting over, like not getting over, but getting through the Ahmaud Arbery situation.
Right.
And so for him, we had just did that.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think, like, for you to have the energy, for you to have the just be in the right mental space to be able to do that, because a lot of people, like, life, one thing we talk about all the time amongst ourselves, but I'm sure that our listeners can also relate, it's one thing to have to deal with your own life, but then have to get up and deal with everything else that comes with outside you when you walk outside your front door, and deal with the world and deal with all the other things. Like, it's crazy. So, man, shout out to you for that moment. And just thinking about where I was trying my best to make you laugh and kind of be uplifted, but dog, I was like, I just pray for my brother, man.
That was dope time. Man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was hard, man.
Because we laughed a whole lot that moment too.
Because we had a blooper. Yeah, man. So if, like I said, if the bloopers ever come out,
man,
people
we gonna
listen.
have a good time.
We got some pure gold, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy, man, for us to be here, man. And I think about one of the things that's cool and kind of ironic and funny, just shows that we really where we need to be. So many things have been talked about after we've like already addressed. Like we talked about Black Wall Street way before,
and now everybody's doing documentaries.
And then and shout out to LeBron, he's doing a documentary.
I think Russell Westbrook.
It's actually I just read it's 4 documentaries coming out.
Wow,
4 different ones, which I love because we're gonna get different perspectives from each one. So shout out to that, but it's just so crazy where we were doing episodes just because we felt like this is the right episode to do. And it's just like being on TV, man. This is our radio show. So trying to find the right topics and is it going to relate to the people? And, we would do topics and then 3 weeks later, it would see something talking about.
Same week, bro.
We were talking about, we just did the episode. So to see, even now with everything being much more black, every companies out here more black. Shout out Juneteenth.
Yes,
today's this is going to air after Juneteenth, but today they were recorded as Juneteenth. Yes. So it's just much more black culture being pushed, which is a great thing because that's the space we're in.
Yeah.
So to be able to see like, yo, we talk about stuff that's relevant. We're not talking about just what sneakers you got today? Like, we ain't on here just shooting the breeze. Right. And that's not a knock to anyone else.
Right.
But it just shows that we're more aware of what's going on. And we the People's Podcast, baby.
Absolutely.
And, it's like you said, bro, it's the culture first.
Oh, yeah.
The
always.
impact first. We could parlay all day, but we worrying about the impact at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
No matter if we have an episode about something that's fun in the culture or something that's serious, we know that after we put our stuff up, we have made an impact. And I think that that's the beauty of our platform, impact first and everything else like that.
Absolutely. I think the main thing with us and what we try to strive for each and every episode is what did you take away from listening to an episode, whether it be a serious episode or something funny. You always leave with something like, hey, that was a great episode. This is what I took from that. And I think that's one thing that's unique about us because, not a lot of shows you do that. There's no knock to, any other platform, but I think we have something special and we don't just talk about it. Like we said, we're actually providing action. Like, we were out just recently at the protest for Mr. Brooks, man. That was that was definitely a bittersweet experience because the reason why we were out there, but just to see the unity and just being able to interact with the people, and we can truly say we are the People's Podcast, man. So we don't just talk about it, people. We actually,
everyone wants to know, like, what are y'all expecting for next season, man? Season 2, people been like, yo, what y'all gonna talk about? This and this. What are you just Irv, man? I know you hosting right now, but what are some of the things you expecting, or
I'm expecting much bigger and better things as far as the content, just where where we're headed. I know I get a lot of questions as far as hey man, when y'all gonna do interviews? When we gonna have guests on the show, man. I just tell people, stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff in the works, man. So that that's all I'm expecting, man. Just bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? From all aspects of the show, man. What you got, bro?
Man, like you just
Stokes
said,
about to release his demo. Y'all know Stokes sing, though.
Hey, but nah, real talk. Look, but for real, man. I'm looking forward to next season just to be able to continue to highlight the culture on a much more larger scale. One of the things that we all have a strong network. And I think that next season we're going to be able to actually truly bring our network to the forefront to not only highlight our business, but also highlight how deep we are into the culture.
Right.
Because when we promise you the names that we're going to pull out and people you're going to see next season, man, y'all going to be like, oh, man, they know them. They connected to them. They doing this. So we all got a hand in everything, man. But keep in mind, we put the culture first, man. And we are the People's Podcast. And we don't say that just to play. We mean that, but every word that we say, we are the People's Podcast
for the people.
What about you, Weeks? What you
man,
got,
y'all know me. I always keep something in the tuck. I always keep a big joke in my pocket.
Yeah, but speak today, right?
Man, but But I'm looking forward to. We get all the time people, you know, hey, we want to do this and that. When y'all want to collab, I'm looking forward to the collabs, man. So y'all gonna see a lot more collabs. Now, that means if y'all got something going on, hit us up, man.
Yeah.
A lot of times people say, hey, man, when is this? When is that? But when that time come, are you going to be there? Are you going to answer the call?
Right.
Because we're ready to network with people, but highlighting these black businesses, man.
That's on the way.
We try to make sure that we can do our job by being in the comments on social media and things. But, man, I just wanted to make sure that we can bring, you know, next season, like highlighting those, you know, those black businesses
regularly,
right?
okay?
Right. Just let them know. I mean, because think about it. We all know, you know, somebody that has, if they don't want to call a business a side hustle or something they're doing.
We all,
Whether I can say, yo, man, hit this person up. They got this going on. Hey, do this and that, man. I think next season is going to be more about collabs.
Yeah.
It's going to be more of interviews.
Yeah.
So you're going to see that. It's going to be more of just us taking this up, man, because we don't want to be stagnant in what we're doing.
Right. No.
You know, this is not our destination. You know, we want to continue to grow. We definitely want to bring people on, man.
Yes, sir.
So it's definitely exciting, man, to see. But that also, you know, comes at a price. You know, we haven't had no easy road the whole time.
Not at all.
It seems like every week we were going through something. We never, you know, put it out there or anything like that. We just kept moving. And that's a testament to not only our, you know, character and what we're about, but it just shows that sometimes you got to just push through.
Yeah.
You know, it don't feel good. You know, sometimes we do something and we like, man, nobody even felt like, dang, anybody even feel what we did? Like, ain't nobody watch the stuff. Like, ain't nobody hit us up. And, you know, sometimes you have those moments, and that's just me being real. You know, it ain't always easy.
Facts.
But when you think about it, at the end of the day, I know one thing that I can say, and I feel like y'all can say it too. At the end of the night, when I go to sleep at night, I can rest my head knowing that I did the best I could. I did, you know, what I need to do for my team, and I represented, you know, and I did my part.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to talk about things you want to do, but to actually get out there and be about it, that's a whole nother thing. So being able to say, like, you know, I did something that was unique. Right. You know, I reached out to these people because it's so many people that don't know not only about us, but there's so many people don't know about other podcasts. They don't know so many people that don't know about other businesses. And we all in Atlanta. You know, it's so many people just don't even know.
Facts.
Imagine if we had this platform now and we could just shout that out. Hey, this person got this at XYZ. Go check it out.
Yeah. And it's about collaboration, man, first and foremost, because I think that nothing was done. You know, we this city wasn't built, and the black people that have businesses was not built by themselves.
Nah, man.
They had to lean on somebody and see somebody else to have done
to get where they at.
to get where they are. So I think that what we're doing, I promise you, man, next season y'all gonna see a lot more collaboration because we're gonna be doing the work in the backdrop. Believe that.
And look, even though it seems like we taking a break, man, we are still out here for the people.
Exactly.
We are still out here.
Oh yeah, because we're stopped. This is our last episode, but we will be back officially in middle of August. Y'all know we're gonna promote it for y'all, all that good stuff. Even though we are not recording, we still will be. You know, you can still message us. We'll still be posting and stuff like that online.
Yep.
We just don't record. Now, if there's something happens that we have to, don't be surprised, you know, because you know if it's something like that, we just have to do a drop episode, you know, make it happen.
If the black signal goes up, we can fill it up.
Exactly. Black to the bases, we need y'all.
Yeah, we get there.
But nah, man, I really want to take this time, you know, our time off to just reflect and you know enjoy our families. They've sacrificed a lot for us to be able to record.
Yes.
Many missed meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner,
step-aways,
right? You know, times like that. So I definitely want people to see, you know, the real, you know, this is not, we're not saying that everything is perfect and that everyone is always going to see our way or what we're doing. But I think when you really think about it, you can at least say, you know, they're really trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
And that's what I want people to say. They're trying to make a difference and they're trying to make a conscious effort to be aware of what they're saying.
And I think that's important, man, because like I said, the support that we're getting, and then the crazy thing is the support that's coming from people that you don't even expect to be getting the support, man. Like I got some cats out in Michigan, man. Shout out to my infamous guys, man. They be in the comments looking for new episodes, man. Like my cousin Jamal, I saw him interacting with you the other day. Like,
he's one about live.
Yeah, that's him, man. We put out a question.
Keep the questions coming, man. We need all of those.
You know, he always tells me all the time, like, look, man, I love what y'all doing, man, but you know, when is this coming? When is that coming? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's things like that that keep us going, and you know, like our families, like, you know what I'm saying, with my wife. I got 2 lovely daughters, man, and my oldest is always asking me, so she always asks, you going to do the biscuit show? Like, you know what I'm saying? So she instead of her saying basic, she always said biscuit. So I said, yes, daddy's going to go do the biscuit show, man. So I appreciate being able to, one, having a platform
Most
to help,
definitely.
you know, something that my children can look up and say, hey man, daddy's doing something important and it's affecting people in a positive way, man. So that's I love that, man. I just love that feeling that I get each and every time we're recording, or each and every time when we have an idea, like a conversation, or like our FaceTime calls. Like, people, we don't just talk on days we record. We talk all the time, y'all, whether it be videos or whatever, man. We are talking all the time, man. So I'm looking forward to it, though.
But so we talked about all the great things, all the things that was cool and fun. But what do you feel was the most challenging from doing the pod? You know, we 20 episodes in, 20 weeks we've been recording, man. You know, and promo videos, all that stuff. Like, what was the most challenging?
Man, for me, man, just being ready when your number is called. You know what I'm saying? We talk about put me in the game, coach. Like, I wasn't expecting to do promo videos, then to keep doing promo videos, and then just challenging myself to be innovative. And, you know, things happen. Like on the set, as far as, like, you know, we may have like an audio situation,
which drives me crazy.
Well, and trust me,
if it ain't right, oh my god, I can't sleep at night.
That is a bad day.
Throw the board.
But we all are supportive, man. But I think the good thing with all the challenges that we have had is been the support. Bryce, I'm sure you can attest to.
Yeah, man.
You know,
that's how I was about to get into it, man. You know, for me, man, the toughest part, man, at first was just not thinking so much, man. Like, that was
break that down a little bit,
man.
for us.
In the beginning, but nah, man. You know, one of the things that was tough for me, man, was just really being up under the spotlight, right? Because I'm a real low key kind of guy, like to be in the behind the backdrop, like to do
Which is crazy because dude got all this dollars, but want to keep it to himself.
Like
but see, there you go. But that's the crazy part, right? I was like, man, J.Weeks trying to make me spill the sauce, but nah, it's a beautiful thing, because that right there allowed me to be able to feel confident, not only doing this, but some other aspects of my life as well. So, you know, being able to have that platform, I think that is more, it's just about growth and development, man, in every way. And being just a podcast, but also a family, because these guys are now my brothers. You know, I've looked at, they are my brothers as in strong black men, but I'm a brother man, but I look at these guys as well as dudes that I can call in times of need, dudes that I can call to pray for me. I can also pray with them as well. So I'm definitely thankful to be a part of it, man.
Yeah, very challenging.
Yeah, it's very challenging there, bro.
I know you.
Other than, man, okay. I have so many. First of all, for y'all don't know, me and Irv. So me and Irv, that's my man's 100 grand.
Yeah.
We have a relationship. Like, if you didn't know us, when you see us talking, you would think we arguing.
Right, they not.
But it's just we're both passionate about what we're saying.
Passionate debate.
And sometimes Stokes is just like, man, y'all crazy. Man.
That's it. And I just sit back and look at my phone.
That's his way of getting out of.
But right, we'll be going at it in a group chat about but this, you ain't gonna say what I'm saying. But no, I feel you, but you didn't understand.
Crazy.
And it just shows, man, we've been doing that for years, 2-3 years, just going back and forth. And now to see that it's in something that's really important and impactful. But man, you know, other than that aspect of it, for me, you know, everyone knows I'm a perfectionist. I have a high standard for myself and anybody I work with. I can't be around people who don't want to work. You know, and I have no tolerance for it. But the most challenging thing for me was delegating. And most people would think that, oh, you CEO, you J-Weeks Entertainment, you the boss. You want to go ahead and do, you know, hand it off. That is my biggest challenge in life. It's very hard for me to hand something off because I gotta really know that you got it. And they will say, I will text you 5 times. Hey, did you get what I said?
Like, hey.
Did you start it? Where you at now? Like, you know, and I have learned over, you know, this 20 weeks to fall back and to say, yeah, I got it. Yeah. You know, and being able to confidently know that is, oh my God, driving me crazy inside. Like, it's making my skin itch right now just talking about it. But just being able to say, man, at some point, you can only be so much of a coach, and you got to trust the players sometimes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And for me, so long trying to take that road of like, I got to lead, got to make sure everything's perfect. And then sometimes we would have episodes where we record and the audio just don't work, or the video don't work.
What just happened?
You know, and we will record. We've been recorded an hour of a show. We can't recreate that.
No,
but being able to have y'all say, dog, it's good, like it's fine, it's straight, and me going home like, but nah, I can fix it, and then waiting all day to stay up all night to realize I couldn't. It was a learning curve for me to say, you have to trust the process. You can't just expect them to do everything and not want to give them nothing. Right. Like, I'm here, like, tag me in. Hey, man, coach, tag me in. Hey, take me off the bench, coach. I'm trying to get in, but you don't want to put me in the game. Right. And I think that was what I was doing. I was having y'all ready to go. Like, hey, what you need me to do? And I was like, nah, I got it. So I'm doing 15 tasks when I could be doing like 2. You know, and so I enjoy that now, being able to say, hey, I ain't got to worry about that. Not on me.
Hey, you know. On a side note, I want to go ahead and dispel some things that have been going on throughout the season, okay? So one, I did not marry Aubrey because her name was Aubrey. And Drake is my favorite rapper. That's not true. Okay. 2,
he's the only person I know that has the OVOJ. You've seen people, but you ain't never seen nobody. But go ahead.
2, I paid Weeks twice for a bag of gummy worms. He's been hounding me since day one. It is the same. Him and his wife.
It took you 6 weeks for you to get my gummy bears.
That's when you accepted the gummy bears. But I had paid him.
Y'all boys wild.
Right, and I don't have a Kobe Bryant tramp stamp, by the way. Okay, so I
ain't heard that one yet.
Yeah, that was like early on, dog. Like,
he got the 8.
Got the full flash.
He got the 8 of the 24.
Look, the crazy.
He got the 8 with the fro, dog.
The crazy thing is, right? Somebody was in the comments like, "Yo, he really got it."
So does he really have this?
So I said to myself, the next time I see Weeks, I was gonna hook him.
So his 8 got the fro like the one on the mic,
right?
Okay.
He got the Kobe when he was dating Brandy,
the fresh out with the Adidas contract.
See, this is why we get into it all the time, man. This is right, you know what I'm saying? Nah. But no, I just wanted to dispel those rumors.
That's funny.
So going into season 2, and I don't need yoga, okay?
Man.
We've had people reach out about
yoga class. We have a lot of people. Thank y'all. Keep them coming. We appreciate it.
No, we gonna get Irv some help.
Going into season 2, I don't want to hear those things.
We gonna get Irv some help. No,
I'm just glad to be here, man. That's
it. That's a beautiful thing, man. You know, when you get up every day, and one thing that has resonated more and more every time we come together, it's a beautiful thing to be able to come back together, because the way of the world is so crazy. You get out and drive to go try to meet for the pod. You don't know if you gonna make it, right?
You're right.
But for us to be able to come together, man,
we've experienced COVID, which is still going on now.
That is still going on. We pushed through a pandemic.
We were able to record through that.
Yeah, man. We've been
When we first
think about that now.
It was like it wasn't even in the U.S. when we were talking about it. No. And then it came over and it was like Georgia shut down and everything.
Think
changed.
about that now. We still standing,
right?
You know, it's like
COVID, then remember that night with the curfew?
The curfews. We racing to get out the city.
Yeah.
You know, it's a beautiful thing, man, to look from where we came
to where we
are. And that's one of the things about the culture, bro.
Oh yeah, all day. Now, us being, podcast hosts and all those good things, do y'all listen to other podcasts?
I do. Really? I listen to a couple.
Okay. I do as well.
Okay.
Well, where you going with that? Like,
I'm just asking. See, he always thinks
no. Because I was waiting for the.
Because like some rappers don't listen to other rappers.
Yeah. Some people don't.
So for myself, I listen to other podcasts because I enjoy the content. And this is not trying to sound cocky or anything like that. I don't really see anyone else from a competition standpoint. I feel like if we're all pushing the same message, we're pushing the same goal. My competition is, hey, how can I come in each day and be just as good as my 2 brothers sitting next to me? So that's my driving force. But I do enjoy listening to Skip and Shannon. About Uncle Shannon. I love listening to Undisputed. You know what I'm saying?
All the smoke.
Yeah, all the smoke is
a good one. I listen to Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a good
high boxing.
High boxing is great.
Definitely. What's the other one? Drink Champs.
Oh yes, that's.
I love Drink Champs because the stories. Y'all know I'm anything with a story. I will
documentary.
I love anything with a story. Boy, you got me locked.
But they on the way for B2B though.
Right? They yeah.
You got to know, man. The people we got coming, man. I promise you, there's gonna be some stories to tell.
Yeah, man. Excited, so man. I love that. And anybody who knows me, I'm a podcast junkie. Gotcha. And I think that's one of the things that makes me so like, oh, we got to do this, or this, because I look at everything as a whole, and I don't look at it to say, all right, let me compare. But I say, yo, that was dope. They did on this. What can I take from this?
And
This
put
was
it
dope
on.
over here. Let me add this things. I like try to be a sponge with everything.
So let me ask you a question. So before you got into this, what we doing now at B2B, have you always been a podcast junkie or being that
No,
we have a
I
platform
was.
now?
I was always a podcast junkie.
Okay.
So now I'm about to tell the story. So honestly, this is my biggest
This your Drink
dream.
Champ
You know,
story?
my biggest dream. Honestly, I thought I was gonna be a rapper, right? You know, for like 2 minutes, and then I was like,
Hey, let
"That's
us hear
stupid."
some,
Nah.
I know you do poetry, but I know you.
I do everything, man. So I thought I was gonna like rap for like 2 minutes, like
Okay.
like literally 5 minutes. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a rapper, and then like 5 minutes later, I was like, nah, I'm good.
Okay.
But my biggest thing I've always wanted to do, other than acting, you know, acting is my thing. I'm always want to do that.
Yeah.
You can call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got a monologue on deck.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to be on radio.
What?
So when I was in high school, I used to always try to go to find out where the radio station was. When I got to Central, shout out to North Carolina Central, Bull City, you know, baddest university in the land. But you know, it's another story. But I always wanted to be on the radio. So when I hit you up, I was like, man, podcast is kind of the new way.
Right,
That's the
right,
new
right.
radio. So for me though, when I told you about the idea, you know, I'm forward thinking. I said, I don't want us to have just a podcast. I want it to be a radio show.
Right.
And when I told it to both of y'all, like, scrap the podcast.
Right.
This is a radio
Radio show,
show.
first and
Like, we're a
foremost.
radio show. Like, we got to have segments and different things like that. So I get excited when people say, man, when y'all did the knowledge report,
Yeah.
the word on the street,
Or to tell
or
us why
even
you
just to
mad.
tell us why you mad is just something that's just so small that people wouldn't even think about, that we can just, you know, come. So for me, I always wanted to have that radio show, and I was always someone listening to podcasts before that, you know,
Gotcha.
but I never thought that I could have one, you know,
Yeah.
because even though you can get a mic, you know, record it, put it up there. I didn't know that. I thought it was like, yo, you got to I thought it was like a rap dude. Like,
Right.
somebody got to sign you. And then I used to be asking people like, yo, how you on Apple and Spotify like
yeah.
that? You got a record deal or something?
Yeah.
Like, so when I started to do my research and find like anyone can do it,
Right.
I was like, man,
Created
this
our
is
own lane,
crazy. So once I did that, I was like, man, that's crazy. So I'm excited that, you know, what I've learned so far and being able, like you said, being able to learn
Right.
about everything that's going on. It's super dope though.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Bryce, did you expect to be where you are right now as far as from a podcast standpoint, or like have you always listened to podcasts before now, or you paying attention to a lot more?
So before I was listening, before I came on to, it's crazy how God work and just everything has his timing.
God works in mysterious
He
ways.
does, man. So I was picking up, man. I'm a big Tyson fan, and someone told me that, hey man, you don't know Mike Tyson got a podcast? So to hear that and know, because I like, one of the reasons why I like Mike Tyson is because he has overcome a lot of adversity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's
he
just
is
raw.
and it's just raw and real.
Straight up.
And that's the only way that I like people to be, right? Raw, real. If you don't like something, say you don't like it, but tell where you came from to where you're going and where you are.
Right.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I sat probably for like 2 weeks straight just listening to all of his stuff. Then I picked up on All the Smoke, started picking up on them, and just starting to take in some of the I guess the ideas and some of the things they were saying, but also changing some of my thinking. Right, Weeks reached out to me probably 2 weeks in, man, to me taking up podcasts. Hey, do you want, I need to chop it up with you. We chopped it up, and it was like a podcast. Like, what in the world? Like, I had the opportunity to be able to step into that, and so for me, I was into it, but now it's like, yeah, okay, they have their own little segment. They have their own little thing that they're doing. They're doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it's cool to see that. And then I had some people that I went to college with that got different podcasts, right? And so I started to then listen to theirs, listen to see what they were doing, just because you got to be a student of the game, but also you got to know how to make it your own. You know, ain't no plagiarizing going on right
Oh,
here,
yeah,
baby.
all day.
We all original, real deal,
Right.
Holyfield, and we coming with the raw. And that's one of the things that I love about what we do compared to a lot of no knock on other people, but people seem to bite on other folks' stuff. And you're not other people. You are yourself.
Being an
Individual.
Absolutely, man. I think, like I said, we're very unique, and I've listened to podcasts now. The crazy thing, how I started listening to podcasts, I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, okay, for those that don't know. All
So
right?
yeah, I'm about to turn this mic on. No, go ahead.
Walk off.
So there was, I'm really, not into technology like that, even though I worked in the field for a little while. But I stumbled across a little app that said podcast, and I just typed in Dallas Cowboys just to see what was on there. And I stumbled across a show called Hanging with the Boys with Nate Newton, Shannon Gross, Jesse Holly, and just listening to them. And I was like, man, that's dope. They get up and they talk about, sports, anything related to the Cowboys, man.
Right.
So just taking that, listening to Undisputed, Drink Champs and All the Smoke, all that, man, just saying, hey, man, I never thought that I could be on the other side instead of being a listener. I'm actually providing the content with the podcast, man. So it's a learning experience. I'm just happy.
So if y'all had a chance to do it all over again, would you do anything different? If you had a chance to say we can reset, start over, would y'all do it anything different or just keep it everything the same how you did it?
I'm keeping it the same, dog.
I ain't messing up.
No, I would say the same thing, man. Like for me, just the whole entire story. I don't think that I would be the man as far as the podcast if everything from the beginning to now, all the trials, tribulations, the growing pains, the learning curve, I wouldn't change one bit because I don't think I would be where I am today if a lot of things didn't transpire like for us to learn, and we got successful fast, man. And the good thing about us, you've always humbled us. Like we've never had the big head like, hey, dog, this is gonna happen or this is gonna happen. You got to be prepared for it, man. So when
which is great because I told
everything that he said,
I told you that was from the beginning. I said X, Y, Z, this and this, this and this, this and this,
and not one thing that he has said that has not taken place, man. So I'm just. Nah, I wouldn't change a thing, man. Other than just some of our bloopers we had.
Man, them bloopers, man. I'm over here having a blooper right now. But if I'm sitting there coughing, trying to cough.
Sweets over there.
Right.
Like that gas.
Hey, coronavirus.
That's it too. But nah, man, the reason why I say I wouldn't do it again because those are the things you learn like that. Mm-hmm. You learn by falling and knowing that ground is hard. You learn by failure, and not saying that anyone failed or we failed or did anything, but sometimes when we have those bloopers, it makes you say, okay, how can I critique this for the next time and the next opportunity that I have to be able to speak, be able to articulate my content, say what we need to say, and every week just get better. Absolutely. And that's one thing that I think that I hope our listeners feel the same way, but I feel this passionately myself. Every week we all got better collectively, dog.
Right.
Collectively.
So did you feel like you was really changing every week? Getting better?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Not like when I tell you because a lot of the bloopers, right? I think that we did it in a manageable way. So I think that it was not to the point of return, of no return. So I'm thankful, man. Every week, just getting better.
Hey, I got a question for y'all too, man. So it's we have this show and we don't rehearse anything. We get up here, we talk. But we don't curse, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like not one single episode. I don't think we've had other than we had a blooper. But we had the okay. We had okay for that.
It's in the Bible.
But yeah, so why do you think that is, man? Like how is that even possible? Because normal conversation,
has a lot of expletives in it.
But when we get locked in the show, man, like curse words don't come out. Why do you think that is, man?
So here's the thing, man. J-Weeks Entertainment, I created J-Weeks Entertainment in 2010, right? When I did J-Weeks Entertainment, it's because y'all hear me say all the time, I had a bad experience with a company and I wanted to create something that was going to highlight people and give, a much better experience for people. Mm-hmm. J-Weeks Entertainment has always been a faith-based business first. But more importantly, we always think about our impact of what we're doing. That does not say we're not going to have cursing in a show because we have plays that have that. If you follow me personally, I may drop a couple things. But I think it's important to say if you curse, right, and you have, people that don't want to listen to cursing, you cut your audience in half,
Absolutely.
right? Then if you say mature content, you cut it in half again,
right?
And then if it's a late night, that does not to say that as we go later, that we won't have, a kickback, Lions Den type of conversation for it. If y'all want to front the money and give us a studio to do it, we here for the late night. That doesn't mean we're going to purposely try to go out and do that. But, you know, every now and then you might hear something like that. That's just human nature.
Right.
But I think when we first talked about it, I just said there's certain words I just don't want us to say.
Right.
And I never said, I think that's the only conversation we ever had.
Right.
Don't say this, don't say this, don't say that. And I think that was it. We never like say, hey, don't curse today. And I think it's just a testament of like us being locked in. And as soon as we get on, we think about, my daughter gonna watch this.
Exactly.
My grandmother tunes in.
This ain't coming out there.
You know, or on Thursday, or on Wednesday when I go to Bible study, I want to tell my pastor, if you had something that didn't have that, you wouldn't be able to tell them because they may or may not, you know, depending on what type of pastor they are, they may not be able to rock with it. So for me, it was important to say, you know, my daughter's 10, about to be 11. Shout out to my baby girl Lola. You know, King, my son, is about to be 7. Having them sit down with me on a Sunday afternoon and listen to it, like, it's great that I can share something with them, because most of the movies I watch, they can't watch those.
Right.
You know, so being able to say, yo, let's sit down, or when I go out of town, I go home and I get to say, yo, let's pull up YouTube, let's watch this. Or, yo, let's go, you got Apple TV, yo, pull this up. And being able to listen to it right there, there's nothing greater than to have the respect and love from your family and the approval, man.
Yeah,
it's
man.
like you work hard, and you know, we all shout each other like, hey man, you doing a good job.
Exactly.
But when it comes from your family, man, it's different. When you have your baby girl come up to you and say,
Big
Daddy,
time.
I love what you did.
Big time.
My favorite part is like, man, you turn into a little ball of cotton.
Yeah, that's
It's
it. That's it.
So I just think, like I said, it was more about who can we impact.
Right.
Do we only want to impact people that are a certain age for here? We want to hit everybody.
Man.
Everybody is going through something. Everyone needs something, and everyone is at a different place. And there may be parts that, you know, you might be looking for just for the word on the street. You might be like, I just want to hear the word to tell them why you mad. That's
good.
it.
Exactly.
And that's cool. But if we didn't have those segments and everything, we wouldn't be able to have something for everybody, man. And I think that's the biggest thing.
And that's a
about
testament to the vision, man. Like you've always said, you know, why should we start at the ceiling? Because you know, at the top of the game, we can't go up, but if we start from the bottom, we can evolve into so much more. And then, you know, we are prepared for, like, if somebody was to come and say, hey, we love what y'all doing, we want to put y'all on TV, we're already...
Which, if y'all listening right now, and y'all got a studio, y'all want to record us, hit us up, message us.
Know,
you know, we ready to go. I think we got everything locked in, know what we want to do. People know our voice. We ready, man.
We familiar faces.
Yeah. So we're definitely ready as far as when it comes to that, man. So we do have, you know, something special for y'all coming up. So y'all will see something special coming out for y'all, all the day one people. You know, always talk about my day one.
Hey, man, hey, for the people that's been blowing me up, like, hey, dog, like, what you got? I want to say right now, we have something special planned.
I wish we had one of DJ Clue's bombs right now.
When this hits the streets, man, people are really going to know that, hey, at the end of the day, we appreciate the people. We say it all the time because we know we would not be here where we are today if it wasn't for the love and support from the people. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that, man. So, you know, it's something big. I don't want to drop it right now. All I'm going to say is stay tuned, man. So we appreciate you guys listening. It's been a great ride. So we want to close it out, man. So, Bryce, tell the people what they can expect from you next season, man.
Next season, man, you're definitely going to be able to see a lot of the network. A lot of people that I call, you know, my friends, people that are making an impact.
We might have to do a extra season with Stokes. He knows everybody.
But no, man.
We got to bring everybody in on like a bus.
Definitely, man. One of the things I definitely expect next season and plan to bring is just that spirit of connectivity. We're going to be able to connect some dots and connect some pieces within the culture to what our movement, to other people's movement. It's just going to be like a spider web, man. And y'all going to be able to see us and see our face in different places and different spaces, man.
Yeah, man. That's good, man. What about you?
Man, I told y'all it's bigger, better, interviews. I'm talking black business shout outs. We doing collabs.
Yeah.
We working on a family fun day.
Yeah, big facts.
Stay tuned for that. That's,
you know, once we see what's going on with this COVID situation, we still eyeing it, but we have a lot of outreach days, a lot of community outreach days coming up, a lot of time where y'all can just be able to kick it with us. So we're working on an event where y'all can just pull up on us. We're going to have a little forum. Y'all can ask us some questions, some suggestions. We're going to have all those good things. But I challenge each and every person to listen to us to share our podcast or tell at least one person.
Please.
And ask that person, yo, just tell at least one person about these young brothers. They out here really doing it. And like you said, we got something for y'all dropping. We got a nice little something special for all the people that's day ones, the people that's saying, yo, man, I love what y'all doing. We have something for you. And before I go off, I have to announce that J-Weeks Entertainment is proud. In the next few weeks, you will see and hear on the airways, my young sir, my man, young King, King J will actually be launching his actual show.
That's what's up, man.
So that's,
shout out to King.
He's been working on it very hard. He has like music for his background, so he's excited. I'm excited that, you know, I didn't have to force him. He asked me. He's like, look, Dad, you got something. I want something too.
Let's
get it.
That's what it's about, right?
King will actually have his show dropping very soon. So stay close. If you're not following right now, please follow J-Weeks Entertainment on Facebook.
There it is.
As well as IG. And follow us, man. We got so much more in store for y'all. So stay tuned, man, because we're going to take it back to the basics, baby. It's going down.
And with that being said, people, once again, we truly, truly appreciate the love and the support. And if you rock with us, continue to rock with us. We got so much in store. So I want to say from the bottom of my heart and from the BDB family, man, thank you.
Yeah, we
J-ERV, we love the people. We love y'all, man. So on that note, stay tuned. We got some for y'all, man. But you know, remember, keep it black
to the basics.
Hey, stretch the bangs, baby.
Hey, man, it's going to be a whole lot of stretching going on.
Stretch the bangs, baby. Catch y'all next season.